It's my operation that's happening to me, and I didn't feel there was a part for me to play. I didn't know whether that was a good thing or a bad thing at the start, but certainly now afterwards, I've seen the benefits of that. My involvement in it has meant that I can influence my recovery. I had an operation to remove part of my pancreas and several other bits and pieces, some of which I'd never heard of before. And I had that operation 11 weeks ago today. I was out of hospital in 7 days in total. I think I only spent 3 days in HDU in the end, and only another 3 to 4 days on the ward. I didn't feel I had any role to play because the process that was explained to me felt so thorough. I was given lots of bump when I had my pre-op assessment, and also when I met the surgeon I was given a very clear diagram, and I didn't think at that point that I had anything that I could contribute to this process, because it felt that everything was done for me, and all of the information I was given was very much along those lines. It was, this is what you can expect after your operation, these are the contact points that you've got if anything goes wrong, these are the things that you should pay attention to, but I didn't feel that there was anything for me to contribute in that. Seeing the anaesthetist before the operation, on reflection, I think was, if you like, the eureka moment. I think at that moment the penny dropped, actually, that possibly I did have a role to play. And it was at that point then that I began consciously thinking about what that might be. He woke me up to the fact that, I did have a role to play, and that this was my operation as much as anybody else's operation. And the conversation I had with him was pretty revealing for me, and especially when he used the expression that our contribution is 70% and your contribution is 30%, and I thought, hang on a minute, that's huge. But then when he told me and explained to me the things that I would be able to influence by doing very simple things, like when I was instructed to do so, no matter how absurd it was, to get up out of bed and just walk around the room assisted, or take a bit of exercise as the days moved on, and sit up and breathe properly, do things properly, eat as directed, sleep and rest, have a plan for the day, and these things were things that I hadn't really sort of thought about, and I hadn't thought about them because I didn't think I had a role to play. But then suddenly, this sort of 30% thing was, wow, so I might be able to do something that would influence my recovery in a positive way, meaning I would get better quicker, and meaning I would go home from hospital quicker. The factors that helped me at home progress week to week, I think, were staying positive. An expression that someone mentioned to me in hospital was sort of measure progress weekly, not daily, because I had progressed a lot in hospital, and I felt good about that. And the person that said it was absolutely spot on, because I got a little bit despondent because the progress wasn't as fast daily, but was significant weekly. So measuring it weekly was a sort of good note to have in my mind. And the hospital gave me the reassurance that I had this telephone number I could call at any time. And I think that alone gave me the confidence that, come on, you can do this, it's fine. And if it isn't fine, then here's a telephone number where, I can call, or I can, if necessary, go back to hospital. I had, a regular walking regime where I would walk a little bit further every day, and I would rest at the same point during the day. So I knew when my body would recover, and then I would get up and I would eat a bit, drink a bit, and then go back through and repeat the process. I just repeated what I was doing in hospital, and I still do today. In terms of the information given to me, it's all talk about what you're going to do. I was disconnected with that. Some form of signpost to tell me this is my operation, and however in some small tiny way I can contribute to that positive outcome, help me get out of hospital quicker. Something that I could have thought, that's different, that's got my on it. So, I might be interested in that because it relates to, suddenly it's become something to do with me rather than something that you're going to do on me. I think at any point, if it's pointed out to you, by some form of signpost that you have a role to play, then the trigger's there. And once the trigger's in you, I think that changes the perception of what the operation actually means and what your involvement is going to be in it.